All right, let me change gears just a little bit because I want to get back then to some college football news here. There was some recruiting news over the last week or so, and I feel like we need to dive into it because there was the last domino, the last highly recruited 5-star player to commit in this last cycle, the 23 cycle. That bow had not even been tied yet because Duce Robinson, the tight end, had not committed. Now, Duce Robinson from the Phoenix area, really good baseball player, kind of a mini Aaron Judge in that respect because he's so big. He wants to explore his baseball career as well. His recruitment has taken a long time. It's been a lengthy process, but Deuce Robinson committed this last week to USC. So now USC, their class all of a sudden crept inside of the top 10. So now USC in the 2023 class is the number 8 class in the country. They've got 3 pass catchers in the top 50 recruits overall in the country. And I got to tell you, I saw Lincoln Riley up close and personal for a long time, covered this guy for a long time. When he has a dynamic, athletic tight end, his offense is at its best. Think about some of those, tight ends that they had at Oklahoma, and then you start looking at what their offense could be at USC. I think Deuce gives them that ability early in his career. He's physically big enough to go play right away. I think he's like 6'6". He's a big dude, and I think that he can make them dangerous right away. To me, it's interesting. Now, I will say, when I saw this, I thought to myself, my immediate reaction was, well, he can't play defense. And at USC, that is still the question. So as great as this is, right, for Trojans and Trojan fans, and yes, will it make their offense better? Yes. Does it fit exactly what Lincoln needs and what Lincoln needs to be at his best? Yes. Does it help USC become better in the area that they desperately need to become better in? Not really. Okay, so this is great. It's a feather in the cap. It's icing on the cake. But there's still questions about whether the cake is baked right in the first place at USC. Okay? I think that that's fair. After what Lincoln Riley has done in his career, after the way that he's tried to go about winning championships and then continues to try to go about winning championships with subpar defense, that's a fair question. So as great as it is to get Deuce Robinson, the last 5-star commit in 2023, to get into the top 10, have 3 of the top 50 players in the country, all pass catchers, that's great. That is great. They need to get better on defense. That needs to get better on defense. Some other recruiting news this week, and this is for the 2024 class. Huge announcement from a 5-star quarterback. Jadyn Davis chooses Michigan. And so now Michigan's got their quarterback for 2024. And in the exact opposite way why this is interesting, well, let me just say, this is exactly opposite of USC. And the reason is because Michigan desperately needed this to transition from what was a disappointing year in 2023, a year in which they did not sign a 5-star player, a year in which they were outside of the top 15 in terms of national recruiting rankings. And now all of a sudden, they are capitalizing on the momentum of back-to-back Big Ten championships, back-to-back wins over Ohio State, back-to-back playoff appearances. And now in 2024, they've got the number 3 class so far, which if they can keep that up, that would be a huge win. Remember, last year in 2023, they finished 3rd in the Big Ten in recruiting because they didn't even beat Penn State in recruiting. Penn State had a better class. Ohio State had a better class. And that was surprising after back-to-back Big Ten titles. And so now they're putting a flag in the sand. And they're saying, okay, we are going to compete in this recruiting landscape. And Jadyn Davis is a guy that seems very firm in his commitment. He seems like a guy that will now go to work to help Michigan recruit other top players in 2024, which is important. You need that kind of cornerstone piece of your recruiting class that will go out there and help you with other guys. And maybe more importantly, they have a better quarterback recruit committed for 2024 than Ohio State does. And that's the first time you can say that in a long time. But here's Michigan, and they're sitting there, and they've got a better quarterback committed than Ohio State for 2024. They're 3rd in the country right now in overall recruiting for 2024, next year's class. This is a big get for Michigan, and it's something that they can build on for the future, and they've needed this. They've needed a big recruiting win for a long time, and they finally got it with Jadyn Davis, 5-star quarterback. I believe he was number 4 ranked in the site that I was looking at, for number 4 ranked quarterback in the country. All right, so there's some recruiting news.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.